Well, yes, I welcome you to once again our Friday presentation. I'm Jay Andrew from Transformers Hub. I'm very committed to transforming life timelessly. Today, I want to share with you a very important aspect in life that we tend to ignore. Something very, very key that breaks very many people. We rarely give it attention, but it's very key in our day-to-day life. The value of respecting others. Do you want to be respected in life? Respect others. Respect is a two-way street. If you want to get it, you have got to give it. I've come to study that many people, most all in Africa, respect others for reasons. They either respect them because they are Moses, they respect them because of age, because of titles, because of educational levels, because of their signs of the pocket. I think that is playing a wrong card. Everyone, irrespective of their status, people deserve respect. Even a little child, even a beggar. Respect is for humanity. Respect should not be because of titles, because one is more educated, one earns a lot, one is a religious leader, one has a bigger mansion, or one has a powerful car. No. The element of respect is regardless of someone's status. Some people are disrespected, so painful, on grounds of religion, on grounds of sex, because someone is a female and you feel on that ground she deserves the little respect. Someone is disrespected on tribal grounds because someone is not in line with your tribe. Someone is from the north, you're from the south, and for that matter, the other from the other direction deserves no respect. I think that is very wrong. And I've come to realize this has been a cause of so many problems in society. It could as well be a cause of many problems, even at our workplaces. Today, I really feel I should dig deeper into this element of respect. And I insist everyone deserves respect. Everyone has a role to play when it comes to the world of respect, or even if it is to see things smooth. Everyone has a role to play. We're created differently. God created us so differently and in a very unique way. Therefore, the uniqueness in me, the difference I see in the other person, should never be a cause of disrespect. Whatever God created, so nice. Therefore, we deserve peaceful coexistence and harmony. The world is like a big theater, and we are all on stage. Everyone has their parts to play. If you can't play my part, then that should not be a cause of disrespect. That should not cause insults. I was destined to play a different position and role in this world. So never take it upon yourself to think for others. Let people utilize their potentials as well. Everyone has his or her own story to write. If you don't like it, write yours. Thinking you're above others based on origin or birthplaces is a very big mistake. We were created in different ways by God. And that is how God loved it. Today, I want to begin by showing you how we can show others respect. We have agreed, irrespective of age, status, religious affiliation, income status, educational backgrounds, whether you're tall or the other person is short, whether the other person is lame, every creature deserves respect. Many times we imagine respect should only be accorded to human beings, even plants, even animals. Every creature, even birds in space, deserve respect. Those are God's creations. We should live life of honoring every other life on the globe. How do we show others respect? I must tell you this. The most sincere form of respect is listening to what others have to say. The most sincere form of respect is listening to what others have to say. How do we show respect to others? One, communicating in a polite way. Check yourself out there. How do you talk to others? Are you respectful in your communication? The tonation you use while addressing others. In fact, I've come to realize the commonest form of bullying that we tend to ignore is failing to respect others. We ought to communicate to one another with respect. By the way, the loudest communication, louder than thunder, is a whisper. Very interesting. You can whisper to someone and the message sends deeper than even the sound caused by thunder. You can choose to call someone and politely speak to them, especially if they have committed any mistakes, or if their performance is not in line with the expectations. You can choose to be very polite, and someone goes away with a message perfectly understood, that having a thunderous storm. Allow others to speak as well. Many times when we use our own, we don't give room to others to speak. We imagine we are the Alpha and the Omega, and therefore we have the audacity to speak. Others don't value, others don't matter, especially bosses. Yes, it's true, you could be the one paying them, but you ought to listen to them as well. Allow them to also speak. They are human beings. Listen to other people's opinions. No man knows it all. No one knows it all. One famous writer wrote and said, respect for each other. If you want to have knowledge, you must listen, do a lot of listening to what others have to say. Knowledge will give you power, but character will give you respect. Never interrupt others during a conversation. Allow others to also speak and give them chance to deliver their point. Never scold your team members in front of everyone. These are common mistakes. When you feel someone has done something wrong, give it some other time and call them and embrace a one-on-one talk. That the situation of embarrassing them before the rest. They'll never forgive you. They'll never forget it. It will equally dwindle or reduce your respect before them. You may think you're insulting them, but this can turn out to be a boomerang. The very tonation you've used to insult them is the amount of respect you've lost. Treat people with respect. Praise your employees for the quality work. Whenever you praise people for what they have done right, it is one way of respecting and valuing their work. What is interesting, we agreed respect is a two-way traffic. If you must earn it, you ought to give it. When you praise people for the work well done, they will equally respect you as their boss. They'll respect you as their master. Treat everyone equally. We have this other big temptation. We treat people basing on their titles at work, basing on their performance, basing on their origin, basing on their religion. We have agreed that is very wrong. Treat everyone equally. Even the lowest cadre in society deserves respect. Your respect should not be provoked by people's status. No. The fact that they're human beings, respect them. Invite everyone if it's a meeting and allow people submit their opinions. It is not wrong if my line of thought is contrary to your line of thought. That is just the justification that we are two different human beings with different brain power. You ought to listen to my opinion. Great people, many, especially in our African setting, we have this mindset that it's only the elders that should be greeted. The young ones, all to view a rather through greet the elder people, the elder. Greeting is a two-way. Even if you're the boss, you can greet your employees. That will not reduce your title. It's what will make you their boss. Greeting one another should not necessarily be a yardstick, or shouldn't be based on who is the boss, who has more money, who has more property. We ought to greet one another. Do not insult anyone. You have already said publicly. Resist from that temptation. Even if you feel you've lost your cool, never insult others in public. Do not be insensitive to other people's needs. Listen to what they are going through. We are looking at how to respect people. Many people think respecting is just being humble. People think respect is bowing down. These are small things you have always ignored that define true respect in society for one another. Be very sensitive to what others are going through. Practice strong communication skills. For example, do not ignore phone calls. Many people have this habit. The phone rings and you have to look at who is calling. Depending on their status, you decline the phone call. By the time someone picks a phone to make a call, that person has a communication. Respect it. Even when you find a missed call, return it. It is a sign of respect. And whenever you find a missed call, your immediate response should be an apology. I'm sorry I missed your call. I was in a meeting. I was driving. Begin with an apology. It's a sign of respect. There are people who decline the calls just because they know it's the maid, it's the Shamba boy calling. Excuse me. By the time he picks his phone to call you, he has a communication. Respect it. Many bosses out there have these weekends. If someone must take a call, it should be on who is calling. Call people at the right time, past 10, 11, unless when it's very urgent. Calling people for either casual communication at awkward hours is equally a sign of disrespect. Let us learn to call in the normal daytime hours, depending on the relationship you have with the person. But it's impolite calling people late in the night. What could be some of the problems that result from lack of respect? There are so many problems we meet on face because we have failed to respect others. If it is a workplace, this can cause a high turnover of the employees. Some people are too impatient. Once insulted, someone takes the decision to leave. But remember, this will affect productivity. It will tarnish the image of the company. If every other time you have to employ a fresh brain, who must also take minutes getting started, having a starting point, we must be extremely careful. Lack of respect. We have talked about these insults, failing to listen to people, leading to a high turnover. I, for one, I know I'm very patient. Very impatient. Now, if there are so many people out there who are like me, once insulted, the next decision is to quit, it will affect the company. It will affect the society. People closer to others. Conflicts. Most of these conflicts come because of lack of respect. Because someone was insulted, someone was talked to wrongly, and they tend to change their attitude towards other people. Most of these conflicts are as a result of lack of respect. It is a stress inducer. Once you work with people who don't respect you, it brings a lot of stress. You lose coordination, especially at workplace. I want to fight so much and address some of these challenges at our workplaces. I've come to realize lack of respect for one another is another great cause of stress. You're talking to someone, the response is to whom it may concern. Oh, it's so bad. It reduces productivity. I've already told you. It reduces productivity. People walk out. People work for the sake because they are not valued. They are not respected. At the end of the day, the set goal is never realized. Let us learn to respect people. Treat everyone with respect and kindness. Period. No expectations. I repeat, treat everyone with respect and kindness. Period. no expectations. Your only major goal is to treat others with respect. If we lose love and self-respect for each other, this is how we finally die. If we lose love and self-respect for each other, this is how we die. Let us live life every other day of respecting one another. What are the benefits? We have talked about how to show love. What happens when we don't respect one another? But most importantly, what are the benefits of respecting one another? It has enormous benefits. Enormous benefits. It motivates people. When we show people love, they feel loved. And trust me, they'll bounce it back. If it's a workplace, the best motivation, bosses out there, the best motivation you can give your employees is showing them respect. They feel appreciated and they'll do their best. The sky will be the limit. A respectful environment helps the employee to rationally take decisions. Once you work in an environment where you are valued, where you're honored, where you're respected, you rationally take decisions even over very difficult situations, because you feel your decision will be respected. You'll deal with hard situations with all the confidence. It also reduces stress. Every time people are on tension, they fear being insulted. They know they'll be abused. All they work with a lot of stress. Last time we talked about how to live a stress-free environment. The moment you're treating people with respect, it reduces stress. And there are so many benefits when the environment, especially at a workplace with people we stay with, it wouldn't even be at home. You find the moment you come back, everyone is on tension. But in a situation where you're treating people with respect, even when they know you're back, everyone feels the environment is very normal. And we have already said it increases productivity. People work to their fullest, to full capacity, once they are shown respect. Employee satisfaction. Don't you feel you're welcome? You feel you're at home. You feel you're valued. Trust me, even if salary delayed, even if the salary is very low, you feel that satisfaction that you're at work. And it creates that positive culture. It makes one feel happy. Let us take this very serious. Let us learn how to respect people. The value of respecting one another. Let us never be tempted to imagine that people who should be respected are only those above our age, only those with bigger incomes, only those of our tribe mates, that anyone outside your tribe does not deserve respect. It should only be someone of your race. respect people irrespective of their background. After all, we share the same air. There are so many reasons why we have to respect one another. We take in the same air. And no doubt, we breathe out the same carbon dioxide. We are the same origin of creation, the process of creation. We all spend the same months in our mother's wombs. We are all created in God's image. And no one has an idea of what tomorrow brings. None of us has ever prayed to God to be what they are. And no one can prophesy or can define what tomorrow holds. I've always told people, everyone is capable of becoming sound. Respect people. The one you think is a street beggar, tomorrow, this person could be a horse rider. Let us respect humanity if we must live in peace and harmony. Today, someone is your employee. Who knows? This person can be your employer tomorrow. This person can be your boss tomorrow. Today, someone is your student. The world is funny. This person tomorrow can be your teacher. That is how funny the world is. As long as you're breathing in and out, respect us. We shall live in peace and harmony. Thank you so much for listening to Shane Andrew from Transformers Hub, dedicated to transforming lives timelessly.